Hey guys, it's me Bowser64. Thanks for joining me for another video. I'm so glad you're here. I'm going to show you something super awesome in Windows. You know, a lot of us have to rename files day to day. Say we're filming something and we got tons of files that came from random devices. And we got to chunk them all into a folder at the end of the day and rename them, but we have no idea what they are. Or let's say you're a musician, you're playing, and you recorded a whole bunch of stuff all the same night. And it's just like blah 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 dot wave, blah 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 dot wave. Or let's say, let's just go out on a limb here, and you just have files that you have no idea when they were recorded, and you have no idea why you have them, and you have no idea why they're on your computer, but you want to rename them so that you know what they are, which is often more than not the case. I'm going to show you how to do that. And it's a quick and easy way that's going to allow you to take groups of files and rename them all in one press of the enter key. That sounds like fiction, right? It sounds like a fantasy tale told by a wild man stuck on a desert island, doesn't it? But it's not. It's going to blow your mind. Watch. Watch. It's going to blow. It's going to blow. Mind blown. Follow me to the PC and I'll show you how. So we're going to start with the most common type of file, which would be music. And as you can see, I have a whole bunch of Bee Gees songs here. I love the Bee Gees. I love their harmonies. I love the way they play music together and how they just blend together. It's amazing. And, you know, I have a lot of their music here. And as you can see over here in the album metadata, it says that these files are from different discs. They're not from different albums, but from different discs of the same album, because it's a compilation album. And you know, they start with 0-1. Okay, so the reason for that is this is disc 1, and it's track 1, and then this is disc 2, and this is track 1 of disc 2. And the way Windows is looking at it, it's like, hey, Bowser's trying to rename these files, and well, he's trying to put all these files in one folder. Okay, well, since this is disc 2 and it still starts with 01, we're gonna put it in with the other 01 from disc 1, and that's the way it does it. It's very confusing, I know, but it's actually my fault, because the way I got these files to begin with is I went into a folder called the Bee Gees, which is just where I keep all my Bee Gees stuff, and then I went to the album, and since it's a compilation album, disc 1 and disc 2 have their own folders, and I put .mp3 in the search up here, and I got the mp3 files listed, and I just copied them into all one big folder. Now, obviously most of you aren't going to do that, but say this is a whole bunch of random music. It's not going to be renamed with any rhyme or reason, and you're not going to have any clue what the file names are. So this is going to be really cool, what I'm about to show you, and you're really, really going to love this, trust me, because, oh man, when I found this, it blew my mind. So watch this. Even though these are from different discs, and even though they're called totally confusing things, we're going to go ahead and highlight, click and drag these, and as you can see, there's 40 items here. We're going to move our cursor to the first file in the group. This is important if you want to know what you're doing. And you want to right click, hit rename, and say you want to title this Most Awesomest BG Song Ever. And then you hit enter. Bling! Look at that. Now, they're all titled the same thing, of course, but they're sequentially numbered. How awesome is that? I mean, literally all we had to do is select all those files, rename the first one, and all these other ones fell into place. That is a lifesaver. It does have limitations though, which I'll get to later. But, as you can see, if you have a group of random music files, that's like the best thing since sliced butter. It's like amazing, dude. You can just take so many files and rename them in a fraction of the time that you used to spend trying to scour through all these random file names you don't understand and file types and rename them. You know, even if they're not all in one folder, any folder that's got files in it this works on. And I do understand that you no longer have the name of the song here, but that's not really a concern because there's this thing called metadata. And what the metadata is attached data that is attached to the file, and it shows like title of the song, contributing artist, and album name, even the track number. Of course, you saw that we renamed all these files, but it didn't change the metadata, it didn't change the album name, it didn't change the artist, it didn't change the title of the song, or the track number. So that stuff stays. Now, in the event you don't have any of that stuff, if you use a method like this to rename your files, it can get very confusing, very, very quickly. And that's something I've also noticed. But, little quick history of how I found this. Basically, I've been using Windows since XP, and probably even before that, Windows 95, 98 maybe? 98 second edition, I think? I don't know, it was Dad's computer. And I used to just do random stuff on the computer, play some games, and I was kind of done. As I got older though, like 13, 14, I decided to spend more time on the computer and kind of like mod some games and do some more detailed stuff on the computer. And in a place in my life that I would need to spend like hours in front of the screen. And eventually I started to learn the keyboard shortcuts that existed since the disk operating system days of Windows, when it was DOS. And then those carried over into graphical interface, which is Windows, is what we know. And I learned those keyboard shortcuts, and along with those keyboard shortcuts, I found all these awesome tricks as well. Basically, just this comes from like years of experience of using Windows. There's so much stuff Windows can do. It's amazing. And I want to say right now, you're probably going to get frustrated when you start trying this on files, and it's okay. I did too. But Windows only does what it's programmed to do, and you have to remember that, okay? It's a computer, it's just doing what you tell it to, and that's the way it does it. So, yeah. Now, this is how this works for music files. This will work for any file, like I said, but with music files, I don't really do it as much unless they are, say, something on my recorder that's like blah 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 dot wave, blah 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 dot wave. They're not part of a master set of anything of any sort. They're just random files stuck in a folder that represent different days of recording and stuff like that, and I just want to rename them really quick. I use this tool or this trick, and it does it for me. And there's caveats with using this. Number one, if everything's named the same thing, so if you have a device that only has so many spaces that shows you a file name, and you have a folder with like 37,000 files named from 1 to 37,000, you're not going to see the 37,000 until you wait like 5 seconds or so to have the file name scroll. And if it doesn't scroll, you're kind of messed up a little bit because you can't see what number of file you're on, and even if you seek through all these files, they're going to be titled the same thing, so you're not going to see the file name change. That is a definite frustration with this. But if you're looking at them in a file browser, like Windows, and it's not that big of a deal. Now I'm going to show you some awesome stuff as well. What you're probably going to use this for the most, which is kind of a different application, is for photos. As you can see, I have so many pictures, and this is basically what it looks like. It's a mess, a total mess. Now, given these are all JPEG files, right? And that's great, because if you have all the same file name, you don't run into any errors usually, because since they are all the same extension, it knows to not discriminate. So, well, actually, I see one here that's not that way, but it's okay. So we're going to go ahead and start with the first file here. We're in list view, by the way. That's why it looks like this. We're going to hit rename, and we're going to title this Awesome Picture. This could be like My Awesome Vacation, or Vacation 2015, or whatever you want it to be. And then we're going to hit enter. And as you can see, from 1 all the way to 125, it renamed stuff. It also renamed things that are not with the file extension of JPEG as well, and it renamed those two so that they would stay where they were placed previously. It gets confusing really fast, but as you can see, these are all different pictures and they're all named something with a file name. So at least instead of DCIM blah 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 blah, you can kind of tell, you can just note what number it is and go back to that picture much easier than you could before. The other thing that I wanted to show you, which is kind of a bonus, is documents. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and as you can see, we got this list view of documents, but there's different file types. We've got an MP3 in here, we have a GIMP image project, we have a WAV file, we have a PNG image, we have docx with a couple of documents, and we have some more pictures. So these are different file names, but check it out, it works the same way. So we're going to go ahead, click and drag, and then we're going to rename the first file like always. Now, file, awesome file. There we go. And then we're going to hit enter. Now here's what it does, okay? We have only one docx that is being renamed. Well, we have actually 1, 2, 3 docx files. And as you can see, if you follow me around the screen, we have awesome file 1, awesome file 2, and awesome file 3. And since these are all docx's, or all the same extension, they are renamed sequentially by their extension. So the JPEGs are the same way. There's actually only one JPEG picture in here, and because of that, it's good. These are actually some of my YouTube things. Like here's a subscribe thing that I pop up in my videos that'll actually be on the end of this one too. And you know, just if you have one extension file, like a single file of a certain extension, it's only going to rename that one file. It's not going to carry that over to another, like a JPEG, for example, if you renamed a PNG number 1. So it's kind of confusing, but it keeps things straight, because as you can see, even though you have duplicate, like you have 4 number 1s, or no, 6 number 1s, but they carry all the way over into an intelligible order, even though they're different file extensions. So Windows is really pretty smart, knowing how to put all this stuff together. I was really impressed when I found this trick, because it saved me hours and hours of stuff, dude. But I wouldn't recommend doing a whole folder of files unless, say, you're renaming all the pictures from a year, or a month, or a day, you know, or whatever you're renaming. I think that you'd want it chronologically kind of ordered a little bit, and in the way that you wouldn't want to rename everything that is just like from all time, just one file name. That would get really confusing. So the way I usually use this is I like take the subject of my what I rename the most is my audio recordings. Like say I record a YouTube video, I have audio that goes with that, or I just run around with my recorder and I record stuff. You know, I have to look at what the subject of recording is, and then I look at like how long I recorded that, or what day that was recorded, and how much of that one subject I recorded, that main idea. I take that main idea and that's what I name my files. So if there's 7 recordings that represent eating at Luby's, for example, you know, I'll rename everything eating at Luby's that has to do with eating at Luby's. I won't rename the entire folder eating at Luby's, because it has nothing to do with eating at Luby's. Only a certain amount of files in that one folder have to do with eating at Luby's. So, thanks for watching, guys. I really hope that this cleared out some confusion with renaming files, and will help save you tons of time in the future, because I know it has for me. It's not a one-all, end-all, or whatever you call that. It does have its limitations. Like I said, for instance, music files, it won't put your track number in the beginning of the file. It'll only rename it with your file name and then a number at the end. There's probably a way to get around this, but I haven't found it yet. And I don't really need to, because in the next video I'm going to be showing you how to use a program that actually allows you to put in all sorts of different little tiny arguments and little tiny changes in the way you want your files renamed. It's called batch rename or something like that, and I'll cover it in the next video. But it's a separate program you run in Windows that will look at folders and files and will rename them the way you want with a simple one-click operation. So it's pretty awesome. But doing it within Windows, it's not too shabby a way to do it either. So thanks for watching, guys. I really hope this helped you. If this has helped you, hit the like button. If it hasn't, hit the dislike button. If you do hit the dislike button, please help me up in the comment section. Hit me up in the comment section. Let me know what I missed, what I need to cover that you wanted to know, because I will definitely do another video just for you to answer your questions, or if I can at the moment, I'll just reply with a comment and try to supplement that information that, or interject that information that I missed. So thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe for my future videos, and I'll see you around with another one soon. Stay tuned, though, for the part 2 of this that I'm going to be using the batch rename utility, because that thing, oh man, you're going to love that program. You will. Thanks for watching.